going? How's everybody doing? Welcome to your empowerment moment. This is your host, Miguel A. Ramos. Listen, I am your motivational speaker. I am your empowerment coach. I am your transformational developer, right? So it's just such an awesome time, to be able to be refreshed, be encouraged, be motivated, with everything that we do, right? So, I am so just, joyous to just be able to share with you the knowledge, the wisdom, the information that I've received because, I love to help people and I know you love to help people as well. And we have to work very much like our body works, like our brain works, right? We have to network. We have to connect one to another. If one part of your body does not know how to do something else, guess what? The other part of the body definitely helps you out. So, if you're just joining us, we are going through our entrepreneurship week. In other words, we're taking the Bible, right, which is the oldest book ever written, I believe is the bestseller, right? So it's the oldest book in the Bible. We're taking biblical principles and we're applying them to entrepreneurship lifestyles, ideas and all this stuff. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you're one, I want to extract the biblical principles and I want to help you how to grow your business and how to do business on the next level. There's so many great principles in there that can help you out, can help all of us out. Maybe you may be thinking right now, well, you know what? I may not be an entrepreneur. I don't have a business. But listen, if you're branding yourself, you could treat that as a business. If you have, side jobs or if you have little things that you're doing here and there, I don't want to call them little, but whatever it is, you can make a business out of anything. I said it before. You heard me say it again. Listen, if you fry the best fried chicken in your family or in your town, in your community, listen, that could be a business for you. Every business is not established on a storefront or in a plaza or in a big mall. Listen, you can have a business, right out of your home. So, be encouraged, look within yourself and see what you can start as a business. There's a story in the Bible that I will bring to you much later on, not today, but about, a woman named Lydia. And the Bible said that she was a seller of purple. In other words, she sold linens. And purple, in that color, represented royalty, was a color and a garment that was very expensive. And she was a very wealthy business owner. Amen. So don't dismiss yourself just because you say you may not have a skill. You have it. You just haven't identified it, right? So again, listen, I want you all to do me a favor before we get started or after the show. I want you all to check out MiguelRamos.com. Check out MiguelARamos.com. Forgot the A right there, right? My own name. MiguelARamos.com. Check out, that's my website. There's a lot of great content there. If you want to work with me, you can book an appointment right there. Motivational speaking, personal development, leadership development, pastors, in your church. You want to bring me in, I can give you a leadership evaluation about your whole team, help you to get to the next level, whether it's in ministry, in business, managers, business owners, whatever it is. Listen, call your kid up and I will definitely help you out. That's MiguelARamos.com. Look it up. Let me know what you think over there, all right? So let's get to it. Before we get to our lesson, I got a very, very good story. I want to share with you just a scripture, and I want you all to, in your own time, again, we're extracting religion from these biblical principles, and I want you all to read between the lines. If you go to church, you don't go to church. If you believe, you don't believe. Listen, let's look at the principles behind it that we can extract those principles to become better leaders and better entrepreneurs. So I want to share with you a proverb. It's in Proverbs, actually, chapter 10, verse 4, and it says, "Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth." Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hand brings for wealth. And really what that's saying is, listen, work while you can. Do as much as you can, while you can. There's going to come a time, believe it or not, where this body, is going to become frail. And you're going to want to do more and you won't be able to. My mind's, believe it or not, my mind's still telling me I'm 18, I'm 20, I'm 22. But, my body is saying something else. So you don't want to get to that that stage in your game where you want to do more, but physically you can't. So while you can, do as much as you can with your hands, like I said, why put off for tomorrow what you can do today? The more you do today, the less you do tomorrow, right? So, just take that proverb, apply it to your life, apply it to your business, and I guarantee you that you'll increase in profitability. Awesome. So I want to share with you a very good story. This is a story. Listen, if you ever been to church before, you probably heard this story about 4 or 5 times a year. Yeah, during the year. And you know, this is the story of Joshua. The Joshua is in Joshua chapter 6. And it's the story when Joshua actually, you know, took over the city of Jericho. Now, again, I'm going to read to you the story, and I'm going to extract the principles out of here and how you can apply these principles to your business, to your life, to excuse me, to your leadership principles, you know, growing yourself, whatever it is, you know, but you could take these out of here and you can extract them to help grow yourself and whoever else you're working with. So if you have a Bible, follow me to Joshua chapter 6. If you don't have a Bible, just listen to me. It's very a quick story. I'm going to just read a couple of verses, and then from there we're going to pull out what the Bible says, you know, that we can apply to our life. So watch this. So this is now Joshua. For those of you who don't know, Joshua was basically Moses' understudy. So after Moses, you know, passed away, Joshua almost kind of like took over the nation of Israel. He kind of like took over as the leader. Now, he was very young, very apprehensive, did not know, you know, what to do, but he was led, you know, through confidence and of course the Spirit of God. He was led. So now Jericho is the first city that they come upon the promised land. And then now before they take over the promised land, they have to basically battle all these surrounding cities around there to basically overthrow them, because that's how it was, you know. So Jericho is the first one. And Jericho was a fortified city. Jericho had walls all around it. And nothing can get in, nothing can get out. It was a very strong city. But let's go to the story so you can see the principles in there and you can extract them in your life. And I'm going to give you some real good pointers. Y'all ready? Let's go. It says, now Jericho was securely shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in. And the Lord said to Joshua, see, I have given Jericho into your hand as its king and the mighty man of valor. You shall march around the city, all you men of war. You shall go all around the city once. This you shall do 6 days. And the 7 priests shall bear the 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark. But the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times, and the priests shall blow the trumpets. It shall come to pass, and when they make a loud blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, that all the people shall shout with great shout, then the wall of the city will fall down flat, and the people shall go up, every man straight before him. Now, before you go out and purchase a ram's horn, and toot it, you know, I want you to forget the religiosity behind it. Forget, you know, what the heck is a ram's horn? You know, what does this have to do with entrepreneurship, with leadership and everything? Listen to the principle. Read between the lines. Listen to the principles here. I'm going to help you understand this biblical concept over here so that you can grow your business in whatever it is that you're doing. So watch this. The first thing that it says that Jericho was a secure city. It was secure and shut up. So in other words, it had walls everywhere. Principle number 1 in this concept over here, the first thing you have to do is, before you start a business, before you start a group, before you start a team, whatever it is you're venturing out, surveillance the land. Surveillance the land. Go out there. Look, right? Be inquisitive. Ask questions, you know. Ask those that came before you. Ask those that are going after you. Ask those that also want to do what it is that you want to do. Google, you know, research, do diligence, whatever it is, you know, make sure that you're knowledgeable in your field. You know, don't just haphazardly speak about anything without knowing knowledge and clues and details and history. But do your homework. Do your homework. So, you know, Joshua knew about Jericho because he surveillanced the land. He knew how it was. It was a fortified city. The author is telling us over here, you know, there was no way in, no way out. So, which brings me to the next point. When you see an obstacle, it doesn't mean you can't go forward. It just means you have to come up with a solution. So don't get discouraged by problems. It just means that you have to have a solution, right? So you have to keep that in mind, right? Be inquisitive, ask questions, you know how did they build this thing? You know, you want to know, man, I like that website, man. I visited somebody's website the other day. It was very nice, very cool. If you look at the bottom of the website, it tells you right there details concerning the website. Search that person out. See if they can help you out, or see if somebody can give you pointers. Listen, I'm going to give you a quick story. I remember one time, when I first purchased our home, me and my wife, you know, first winter, you know, inspector came in, inspected everything, perfect. After a couple of months, furnace, poof, just completely blew up, man. People were telling me, man, $20,000 for the furnace. Listen, at that time, I did not have $20,000. And I was like, listen, I can't do that. So I started getting different quotes, and they were all within the range. So what did I do? Man, I prayed. I got some confidence. I said, you know what? If somebody else can do it, I understand that they go to school. And I'm not trying to take business away from you experienced, plumbers and HVAC. Good job. You guys are doing a great job. But I just didn't have it. I didn't have it, so I called a couple of friends. They gave me some pointers. Then I went, I YouTubed it step by step. If I tell you, man, I rebuilt my furnace from the ground up, it still has the same outer shell, but the inside is still brand new. I bought this, I bought that, I installed this, and now it's working, thank God, now it's working. So what happened? I became inquisitive. I took the thing apart. I read the manual. I read how it works, and then I put it back together. Now, couple of days before, I didn't know anything about HVAC. After that, man, I rebuilt my own thing, which calls, sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures, right? So you do stuff when you are in need. So again, be inquisitive. That's principle number 1. Then it goes on and it says, watch this. It says, none went out and none came in. It says, and the Lord said to Joshua, see, I have given Jericho into your hand. So it's such an awesome thing because, again, and I want to extract the religion from here. I want you to just look at the principle. Joshua had a sense of confidence because he knew that God was going to make him succeed. So that's the next thing that you have to have in anything that you venture out. Do you have confidence? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you can do this? If you don't believe that you can do this, then I'm going to tell you right now, don't even step out. Don't step out, because if you don't believe, you're constantly going to doubt yourself. You're going to sound unsure. When you speak, you're going to sound like, okay, I don't know what I'm saying. And then you're going to permeate that through your customers, through your clients, your partners. People are going to say, what is this guy talking about? So be confident. Chances are it's almost kind of like when you're singing. And I'm not recommending this. I'm recommending, listen, do your due diligence. But sometimes, watch this, it's like singing. When you mess up, nobody else knows you mess up except you, and maybe another vocalist. But I'm telling you, sometimes the mess up to other people is so minute. To you it's so big. So be confident. I'm sorry, I heard something over here. But be confident, in what it is that you're doing. Be confident in who you are. Believe, because therefore now you can overcome, not just anxiety, not just emotions, not just situation. You can overcome whatever it is that life brings your way. So be confident in that. Joshua was confident because he knew and he understood that God had already given him Jericho. God had already given him Jericho. So watch this. He already knew the outcome of his venture before he started. He already knew the outcome of his venture before he started. And you have to have a vision in that. And that's what this translates into. Do you have a vision? Do you know where you're going? Do you know, what's going to be the outcome? Even if you don't know the path that you're walking, you can say, you know what? I know where I want to be at. I know what I want to get at. I know that I want that house or that car or that business or these people, whatever it is. You know what it is. So have a vision going out there, right? So that's good right there. So as we keep reading, it says that God has given them, watch this, not just Jericho, but the king of Jericho as well, and the mighty man of valor. So, these are things, these are fruitfulness that he's going to get on the way. And it says, and you shall march. This is very important over here for entrepreneurship. It says, you shall march around the city. All you men of war, you shall go around the city once. There's 2 principles over here hidden. Number 1 is strategy. He says, you shall go around the city. Strategy. What is your strategy? How are you going to tackle this thing? What's your demographic? What's your dynamics? Who's your clientele? Who are you targeting? Who are you speaking to? You're speaking to church folk. You're speaking to leadership. You're speaking to business partner. Who are you speaking to? You understand? So zone in. You have to be like a funnel, right? But the opposite end. You got to start small and then you open wide, right? Because you're building your brand. You're building who you are. So you got to have a strategy. And then later on, it says in the same, it says, when it says you shall march around the city, it says they march around the city once. The other thing is be patient in what you do. Listen, oh man, I'm telling you, when I was younger, I was so impatient because I wanted to do things fast, quick, and in a hurry. I want to do things today, and I want tomorrow for the tree to be up there. But I've always told you that the difference between the seed and the tree is time. So have time, and be patient. It will work out. It will work if you work it. It will work if you work it. If you continue working at it, you continue to be consistent, your integrity built up, your character built up, it will work for you. So be patient. Then the other thing that is said right in the middle there, it says, march around the city. It says, all you men of war. That's the third thing in that principle right there is, do you have the right people working with you? Oh man, I can teach about that all week. Just, do you have the right people? Do you know that everybody is not for you? Just because everybody smiles at you, just because everybody gives you a like on them hearts and everything, it doesn't mean that everybody's for you. Everybody that's in your bosom is not for you. So you have to make sure that you have the right people, the right people working around you, encouraging you, increasing, your profitability, motivating you, all these things, So if you're not around the right people, if you don't have the right people leading you and gearing you to where you're going, then you have to make some executive decisions. Some people are not for you. Then you say, you know what? I cannot subject myself to this negative influence, because what's happening is, believe it or not, you keep hearing to these things in your head over and over, and it's gonna get you to do the wrong thing. So having the right people, having a strategy, and being patient. Having the right people, having a strategy, being patient. I'm going to say that again because for some reason I think that that's very important. Having the right people, having a strategy, and being patient. Those three are very key, and they're right in the middle of the story. That's one thing that you have to develop, that you can be successful in entrepreneur or building yourself as a leader in whatever it is. Let me give you a couple of pointers, and then we're going to conclude after that, because, I really... the time. I want you guys to get as much as I can give you, but I'm also very limited on the time over here. So let's keep going. So look what it says. Then it says after this you shall do 6 days. It says, and in the 7th priest you shall bear 7 trumpets of rams horns before the ark, but the 7th day you shall march around the city 7 times. Seems like a lot of sevens in there, right? A lot of numbers. 7 this, 7 that, 7 this. Well, the number 7 is just a biblical representation for a complete number. Yeah, I know it's an odd number, but in biblical reference, it's a complete number. And basically what it's saying is that, we transfer this, into business mindset. It's just to be complete in whatever it is that you're doing. Be complete. If you're going to have a team, then complete that team. If you're going to have a strategy, then complete that strategy. And when it talks about here about the ram's horn, is, do you have the right tools? Are you complete in your tools? I remember when I first started doing videos, if you go all the way back, you go to my YouTube and you can see my first video that I did there. The first video that I did there, I just did with my phone, and I had a regular lamp over here, and I took the shade off, and it got a little bright. And then when I was talking to my strategic coach, he said, I don't know if you can see. He said, you might be able to see it, and it's pretty good for you. He said, but for me, it's very dark. So I got the right tools, and I got this package, and yeah, I can't turn the cameras around, but one day I'll show you. I got my umbrellas over here, I got my bright lights over here, I got my banners over here, all these things. I'm in my office. So I have all these things to inspire me. I have the right tools. And did I start off with the right tools? No, I didn't start off with the right tools, but gradually I invested. And that's what you have to do. You have to invest in yourself. If you believe in you, you have to invest in yourself, right? So having the right tools, that's key, being complete in what it is that you're doing. If you're going to teach something, you're going to speak about something, have the facts, have the numbers, have the stats, have the history. Know the knowledge, know what you're going to say, that you're not blundering, you're not fumbling, Listen, you will make mistakes here and there, but at least you're confident, you know what you're speaking, so be complete in that. Also be complete in your package. Whatever it is that you're offering your people, be complete. Don't give people back and forth. Don't say, well, let me call you back. Let me call you back. Let me call you back. Because number one, it's unprofessional and you seem uncertain. So again, be complete in whatever it is that you're doing, right? It says over here, and this is good. And I'm going to close with this because you're going to like this. And it says that it shall come to pass. It shall come to pass. That word itself should give you confidence, because I am a believer that if you work at whatever it is that you're working on long enough, hard enough, and diligent enough, success will be inevitable. It will be, you will succeed if you continue to do what it is that you're doing at a diligent pace, and you continue to increase your knowledge, your wisdom, and your servitude to people. You will succeed. Trust me, you will succeed. Somebody is going to see you. They're going to say, man, I want this kid. I want this gal. I want them to work with me, for me. But look what it says over here. It says, it shall come to pass That when they make a long blast, notice how it went from Joshua to they. So in other words, he sent them out to build a team and create a team so that he can work with the team. You guys may see me here by myself, but I have a team, you know, and believe it or not, my team, you know, is not just my family, but other people that I work with right now. I don't want to mention any names because I don't want to leave any names out, but, you know, I have a team. You know, I have a team of people that were working with me, working, you know, together. Why? Because as I'm just the trailblazer, I'm just setting the trail right now. But then you're going to see them as we travel along, you know, doing videos and all these things, right? Because, you know, you have to have a team. In order to conquer more territory, you have to have a team. But what I want you to pay attention to this is this. It says, make a long, and they made a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet, and all the people shall shout with a great shout, then the wall of the city shall fall. When they shall shout with a great shout, then the walls of the city shall fall flat. You want to know how to overcome any obstacle in life? With joy. With joy. Not with money, not with more people, not with more tools, not with bigger technology, with joy. As long as you have joy, my friend, as long as you love what you're doing, you love helping people, you love to encourage people, you love to motivate people. If you have joy in your heart, joy every day, joy every time you come to work, listen, you can work with some of the worst people ever, but as long as you enjoy working with them, you can overcome any obstacle. And that's what that principle there is teaching us. Don't be stressed out. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't build anxiety. Don't be depressed, but have joy. Put all those things aside and you can overcome anything with joy. Joy will help you see things differently, understand things differently, hear things differently. You'll see a different perspective in life, and I guarantee you that you'll overcome any obstacle there is in life. So take these principles, apply them to your life, apply them to your business. You know, don't look at the religion part of the Bible, but look at the principles right there. They're placed there for a reason. People have followed them for eons and eons and years and have become successful. I am, like I said, I'm not just a preacher. I'm also a client of the word. It has helped me in all of my business. As a matter of fact, I want to share with you a quick testimony. You know, I manage a group of people, a group of workers, and just recently one of those workers, you know, moved to another state, and, you know, they, for some reason, you know, they had an altercation with another person in not the group that I manage, but in another group within the company. And, you know, it just left a bad taste in his mouth. And, you know, he said, you know, I just want to leave. And, you know, long story short, that person wound up leaving. And, you know, it had been a week since the person left. And just yesterday, he calls, one of the people that I'm working with, that I'm managing, to just commend me and say that, you know, that working for me, I've never worked for somebody as pleasant, as joyous, as, you know, empowering, as motivating as me. He has never, and this is a guy that, you know, he's up there in age. He said in all his 40, almost 50 years of working, he has never come across somebody that is respectable and honors their workers as I do. And that really encouraged me, because, you know, sometimes you do things and you think people don't see, but, you know, people do see, and people do remember. Like I said, they may not remember what you say, but they remember how you make them feel. And that was a great testimony, because, you know, I came back from lunch, and one of my, the guys that I manage, he said, hey, you know, I got something for you. You left this message over here, Mr. Such and Such, and that really blessed me. So again, you know, have joy. You know, follow these principles, apply them to your business, apply them to whatever you do, and I guarantee you that your integrity will precede you. Well, my friends, thank you for your time. Listen, thank you for joining me in this moment of empowerment. This is your host, Miguel A. Ramos. Don't forget the A, right? I'm an angel. Don't forget the A. And I'm here again to motivate you. I'm here to empower you. I'm here to develop you, whatever it is. Listen, you want to work with me? MiguelARamos.com. MiguelARamos.com. Work with me there. Go book an appointment. I'll give you, you know, some pointers. You know, we can talk back and forth. And listen, I can help you out. You're a pastor. you know, you have an organization, you want to grow, you know, or maybe you are doing it. You say, well, you know, I know all these leadership principles, but maybe you need help. You need assistance. I can help you. I can assist you. You know, I come in, give you an evaluation, a team assessment evaluation, you know, help you identify where it needs grow, help you, you know, conflict resolution, you know, help you how to increase profitability, you know, maybe in your business, you know, you have a business, you know, own a dealership, whatever it is, you know, listen, book an appointment with me and I can definitely help you go to the next level. So again, this is Biblical Entrepreneurship Week. This is doing business on the next level. Till we meet again, my friends, have a great day. Tackle this Tuesday because the day belongs to you. Be blessed.